morning and happy Tuesday. I'm Rachel Muleman here with Smart Impressions. Thanks for joining us every Tuesday morning. We're doing this at 10:30. Hope you grab your coffee, your milkshake, whatever you got to drink. Come and join the conversation. We got a very exciting guest today. So here we are, unlocking business relationships, one connection at a time. And our next guest today is someone who has done a huge amount for her authentic community, right? So it's all about finding a community based on what you feel, what your authentic self is, and connecting through authenticity and shared values is our topic today. So welcome to the show. Gergana, thank you so much from Wild Fabrik is here to join me in the studio. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
So nice to have you here. And I just want to tell our followers to join in the conversation while you're here, because you and I met through a networking event in town. You know, we just happened to be at the same place at the same time, right?
Yeah.
We happened to say, hey, what's up, girl? What you doing? What you up to? Right? And I was really impressed because Wild Fabrik is your baby. So tell our viewers what you guys are doing, because it's going to be better coming out of your mouth than mine.
Yeah. Right. So I've started businesses before, some for myself, some for other people, and there was a time around COVID where I was taking a bit of a time off, and I thought to myself, you know what, like I would love to start another business. I love the process of creating a brand and kind of creating that a product and everything in between. And I just thought, you know what, I'm tired of doing that for no real purpose. Like, I'm tired of selling products for the sake of selling products. I'm tired of, selling chocolate for the sake of chocolate and talking about emotions or whatever we're talking about, when in reality it's just marketing. It's just, a good brand, which I love a good brand, don't get me wrong, but I didn't want to do it anymore without something really meaningful behind it. So Wild Fabrik came about from like a simple conversation with a friend, well, my partner at that time, and we said, you know what, let's help people. Commerce is always going to be around. We can create a beautiful brand with a beautiful story, but let's do it with a real purpose behind. And let's help small businesses that are authentic, that are sustainable, that really deserve the money for making something by hand or in a small batch production. This way, we all love beautiful products. So the want is there. You want to buy something unique, something interesting. So why not buy that something from someone that spends their whole life doing it, or that is doing it, with the planet in mind. So people, planet, everything for good. So turning like a brand as a purpose-driven brand. So that's how it started. Awesome. So Wild Fabrik is a marketplace. We connect the consumer with small purpose-driven brands through our online and at our store. So
incredible, which just opened. Your launch was incredible. I mean, all the listeners are in Dubai. Check it out, Dubai Festival City, at the studio location, which is on the first floor. It's really unique. You got corner lot, great placement, there's no doubt, and you got a whole bunch of brands that you brought together to really highlight their sustainable mission together, right?
Yeah, we are so lucky. We're blessed. Honestly, we started Wild Fabrik completely bootstrapped. For those who don't know what that means, basically there was no investors. It was us putting in a little bit of money every month until we can get some kind of traction. So getting ourselves up to this point where we're in a mall and the business is self-sustaining, it's a blessing. I cannot be prouder, to be honest. It's only upwards from here, I hope.
Absolutely. Well, I'm proud of you and congratulations. It's spectacular achievement. There's no doubt. And I want to highlight a couple things, because what you're doing is what every brand should be doing. You got your authentic connection of values that you're sharing with all your brands and your partners, number one. And number two, you have content, right? You're bringing these people together to talk, to share their voice, their vision, and their stories. And I think those authentic stories make a huge impact to the customers that you serve. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Listen, when we started Wild Fabric, we started meeting all these brands, you know, because obviously we were trying to onboard them, and you start hearing all their stories and all their struggles and all the stuff that they've gone through to make a sustainable product, to find sustainable manufacturing or fabrics or you know, and I just it was almost by accident, but I said, okay, let's create this platform where it's not okay, we're going to sell your products, but let's get your stories out, because I think that really makes a difference. And ever since we started doing that, we do this little gatherings and podcasts and talks, and we started working with Wild and the Moon and doing that with there, and now in our shop. And it's been amazing, first because it helps other brands. So you have like brands that have started something, and then other brands that are like going through the same journey, and it's like you find real synergy with that. You know, they'll find something and someone to talk to that really understands them. But also you have, you know, people that don't know anything about starting a company, listening to their stories and really starting to appreciate what it takes to create a product. Because we are so used to fast fashion. You know, you go, you buy a t-shirt, you go, you buy, I don't know what, it costs like 20-30 dirhams, let's go, no problem. But when you start to realize what it takes to make something like this, who makes it, how they make it, where's the fabric from, is there chemical dye, like there's so many things that I think if you are not in the entrepreneur space, you never realize how complicated something can be that seems simple at the end.
Right. And I mean, there's no doubt there's a huge education part aspect of it as well. So bringing those experts to share. I mean, sharing is caring. I love it. And so we're here to share with our audience. We got a bunch of Stellas in the room already. So I want to first say a shout out. Hello and welcome for the first time. We got Stella John. Thanks. I'm glad you guys are here. Jump into the conversation. If you got questions, if you've seen the store, you know, we'd love to hear from you. And another Stella saying she's happy she's here too. So nice to have you guys joining the party. Listen, as we're sharing, Gergana, I want to kind of get a little insight to what strategies have you implemented, right, to identify these shared values that you can have with your partners? You know, what is it that you highlight and how do you kind of discuss it when you start engaging in these partnerships?
Well, first and foremost, I think strategically, we only look at brands that have similar morals and values. And you know right away, like when you meet a founder, you know, they'll either start talking straight away about their product, or some will talk about life and their values and why sustainability and why this, and you can feel the passion. And I know it's not like the most quantifiable thing, but when I meet founders and I hear the passion in their voice, it's one of those things that like really gets me excited about their brand. I mean, after that, we have to have a follow through and find out how, I mean, what they're saying is actually, you know, true. But nothing is better than hearing founders speak about why they started what they started, because the why
Yeah,
is really important. You know, the why. Like it's like
the why.
I want to become a millionaire, which is what a lot of people are thinking these days. But most of the small brands that I speak to, their why is like, I want to make a difference. I want to do this better. I want to help people. I want to, you know, and this why is just, it always floors me to hear the different whys.
Yeah. I mean, it must be fascinating just to hear the whys, you know, because everyone has a different why and a different story and a background. And again, authentic experiences and really sharing that. That's when people get like, you know, vulnerable to share those stories because it's coming from a vulnerable, very emotional state is what's making it stick, right?
Yeah, and you really feel it with small brands. It's not like I almost forget. I mean, I used to work in corporate. I used to set up companies for a big company. So I was in the
Yeah.
office every day, 9 to 5 and all that. You forget how inauthentic that space can be. In my case,
Mhm.
it was very inauthentic there, which is one of the reasons why I left. Um, Now I'm surrounded by people that are constantly just being authentic. It's refreshing, honestly. I wish every person that's in corporate needs to just like, you know, come to an event, or like, not, doesn't have to be ours, it could be another one of these kind of founder events, because you get a completely different feeling and understanding of other people and what they're really about.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt. I think, a lot of people today that are on this authentic quest, right? They're not fulfilled. I just had a leadership coach talking about that 80% of people are not fulfilled in the day-to-day 9 to 5 job, the hamster wheel. So you got all these entrepreneurs popping up all over the place, and you have created a community of people with shared values and with a mission to help the planet, which I really, really respect. So I love it. What Nella's saying, your Wild Tail events are amazing, which I've been to myself. I have to agree. So anyone in that sustainable space, headspace, even shares that values or missions, get on board and check out one of them, because you had so many speakers last time. It was really incredible to just understand everything from tasting food to finding people producing. I mean, you had a lot of inspiring stories, right? So amazing. Now, before it is only 15 minutes, but you and I could probably go all day. So I want to make sure that we bring some good pointers. And one of the things that must be really challenging is, how do you navigate the challenges between like running a business and being sustainable? Right? Because
that is the trickiest thing in the world, I think. Because in a business you have to make a lot of decisions, and one of the things that I used to do that I don't do anymore is, like, I used to probably give everyone so much and not really sustain our business. So like, our business model has evolved through time to sustain us too. Because so there's two types of sustainability. You have sustainability in the way you practice things. So for example, we don't use paper, we don't do receipts, so we do digital everything. We don't have a physical office, so everything is remote. I mean, this reduces carbon, it reduces everything. I mean, we're not fully in an office with lighting and AC and etc., etc. So that's having a more sustainable practice in your business. But then it's also sustaining your business. So having a business model where you're making money and helping people. And I think that is the trickiest part when we talk about sustainability, because we have all these brands that we're trying to work with, and they have sustainable ways of producing, and we are trying to help them, and they're small and they don't have budgets. But at the same time, if we don't consider our business and we don't make it sustainable, then we don't survive to help them. And I think that's something that we have really evolved throughout the 2 years. I mean, we used to do a lot more pop-ups, and I used to not charge for pop-ups, for example, from the brands, and that was money out all the time. And then I thought to myself, like, now recently, I'm like, okay, no, we need to be sustainable. Like, if Wild Fabrik is going to continue helping, we need to find a way to make it work. So now we're launching a portal for our vendors, where we're going to be educating, informing, and giving them services that they can use as a small business. Because we realize there's a huge gap for that. Like, small businesses don't know what kind of photography they need, what they can, they already know about how to build a sustainable brand. They're doing it, but they don't know so many more things. And if we can offer it at a lower price with our expertise, then it's like a win-win. So I think reaching a win-win is our sort of sustainable focus for the next few years.
Awesome. And just supporting your community so they can be sustainable in business, literally, right?
Exactly. Yeah, literally.
Literally. Cool. Well, that takes us to almost our 15-minute time marker. It's a quick discussion. Great to highlight your information. And I want to leave our listeners with 3 of your top tips of keeping authenticity at the front for priority in your business. What do you have to share? Top 3 tips about authenticity for businesses.
Speak your mind. Be honest. Try to be honest with yourself. You're not going to please everyone, and you shouldn't try. Honestly, like you should stick to always go back to why you started what you started. And actually giving back and doing the good, you'll get so much joy out of that. Like you will find joy in that more than the money that you're gonna make. So stick to your guns.
Stick to your guns. I like it. Give back, communicate. Awesome. All good tips. Gergana, I can't thank you enough for coming to the show. The CEO of Wild Fabrik. Check them out, Dubai Festival City. Awesome place to go. Support the local brand. Sustainability is the theme of it. Seems like the future. We're all here, and more of us that jump into this mission, the better for our planet. So thank you so much for doing such wonderful things for the community here in Dubai.
Having me.
Absolutely. Great discussion. See you guys next Tuesday for another great conversation on Smart Impressions. Have a fabulous day. See you soon.